Wow. There's all the questions answered about Nantiamen. Let's get out of here. By the way, this place looks really pretty, I have to say. Also, I don't know where on Earth we are exactly, but we can see some sort of like sky up there. So we're in a really deep cavern with crystals surrounding the pillars that sealed Azhdaha. Let's just leave for now.
Huh? How did we get here? We need to go back and check on the miners!
Let's go back to the ancient tree. It seems like Zhongli's second store quest is coming through close.
So there you are. My men and I found your clues and followed them straight here. We found Mao in a tent at the campsite unconscious. It seems he'll be okay. Sadly, we found no trace of the other three. Huh? Young Kun, what is...
Nothing. Pay it no mind. Those three miners are over there, in that cave.
Cave? What happened?
They're exhausted, but not in danger. Don't worry.
Right. Well, thank you, all of you. I better go and see how they're doing.
So you're taking them back to Liyue Harbor?
That's right.
Can I come with you?
No problem. You rescued my men. I'll be happy to assist all of you in any way I can. I'll be back soon. I need to assess their condition.
Kun Jun, we should be calling you Azhdaha. You're coming back to Liyue Harbor too, right?
Not I. Merely this body. Once I'm gone, the true owner will accompany the miners back to Liyue. Kun Jun hails from a family of famous artisans. He too will be famous in time. It would be a shame for someone of his talent to go missing.
You always did have a great admiration for blacksmiths.
Curious how swords and daggers are blind, yet their creators see so much. Perhaps empathy is mankind's proudest achievement after all.
Azhdaha. I am no longer the Geo-Archon.
I can sense it.
Today I am just an ordinary citizen of Liyue.
Even you met such a fate. Let's get the difficult part out of the way. I cannot guarantee that I won't be awoken a second time.
No matter. If that day comes to pass, Liyue must prepare itself to face you.
And how will Liyue fare without Rex Lapis?
Even without a god above, this remains a nation of men. I was once their god. I ought to be here to witness their rise and fall.
All life is shaped and then ground away by the endless flow of time. You were always the strongest among us. Yet, it would seem that even you have been eroded. That's unimportant. Fate is ordained by heaven. Even if our mission had already concluded, it would be cowardly not to strike out on the road of departure. You may live forever, doomed to a lonely existence. Yet, even this is temporary. When you reach the end of time, those people, those past and future relationships predetermined by fate, they will be waiting for you.
I do not pretend to match your rhetoric when it comes to the subject of a life long lived. I fear that the life of an elemental being is longer than any in this world.
Were it not so, you would have killed me long ago, and would not be having to face me again now.
You've brought a smile to my face. When all is said and done, A reunion between old friends is an auspicious occasion.
That day in the chasm. Did you hesitate?
A heart of stone is a heart nonetheless. But I am the god of contracts, and was for a time a god of the people of Liyue.
You chose justice, but did not forsake your kindness. You came to me not as an assassin, and so I was willingly sealed away.
The movements of the Earth Dragon can tremble the earth and shake the heavens. With your abilities, even at my full strength, I struggled to confront you, let alone seal you away.
Hence my inception. Do not forget that I was there with Liyue's founder. The face may have changed, but the content of the contract remains intact. Old friend, god of contracts. I hereby honor our agreement.
Thank you, Azhdaha.
My life is at an end. I will join the eternal flow of time. And you, Morax, you will live for many a day to come.
You're leaving?
If it is fated, Morax, we will meet again.
Yes. Don't be alarmed. He's only asleep.
Wow, that was so weird. It was like he suddenly became another person.
In fact, we have yet to meet the real Kun Jun. He was. Centuries may have passed since then, but events from 1,000 years ago remain crystal clear in my mind.
In our last tale, Rex Lapis was walking alone in the mountains. He heard a remote voice, unlike any other, coming from a crack in the earth.
Most of the ancient geo-life forms that live below Liyue are blind, having not seen the sunlight for an age.
The voice was sometimes sad and song-like. Other times it was loud and thunderous. The Lord of Geo searched here and there before finally unearthing a strange stone from the bedrock.
That's how Azhdaha was. I answered his wish and took him above ground.
The Lord of Geo took pity on the rock spirit and carved it into a magnificent work of craftsmanship, a vivid representation of a dragon.
I bestowed him with a pair of eyes to see the world and came to an agreement with him.
With his fingers, he made 2 eyes. Quicker than words could tell, lightning flashed and thunder roared, and a living, breathing dragon soared into the clouds.
I agreed to let him live among the people above ground. But if the day ever came when he brought ruin to order, he would once again be sealed in the dark.
The dragon accompanied the Lord of Geo, fighting campaigns alongside him in the 4 corners of the world. We have a saying to eulogize these events. The crash of a spear brought billowing dust. The mountains and waters made way at the sound. The sight of a dragon bestowed with a touch the promise of rainwater blessing the ground.
A 1,000 years ago, Azhdaha attacked the chasm. I tried to obstruct him, fighting him tooth and nail down the length and breadth of the mine. Finally, I brought him down and sealed him underground. During that battle, Dragonfall was born. Azhdaha could sense the stone. Subconsciously, He wanted to use it to find me. Despite being the victor, I could not claim to be stronger than he. And in his heart, he still retained an ounce of goodwill towards me. Towards Liyue. Towards life above ground. He was willing to be sealed away. But as the erosion set in, he forgot. Even I cannot avoid it. But there is something I understand better than most. When the door opens, it is time to leave. The greater the power, the greater the danger erosion may bring about. The millennia may come and go, but even a stone may tire. Personally sealing away an old friend. This is just one form of erosion I have endured. People abandon and surrender the things they love to pursue the right path. Perhaps this is the erosion imposed on me by the natural order of this world. That I was a god of mankind. My identity may change, but my eyes will bear witness to the history of humanity.
You still care a lot about Liyue.
Call it part of my duty. I must thank you both.
No worries.
Oh? About what?
Oh yeah, Paimon nearly forgot. So, not long ago, we met a guy called Dane. He told us about Conria and the punishment of the gods. That's when we realized that those events were connected to the person we're searching for. Zhongli, you're a god. You've lived through thousands of years of history. Surely you experienced the incident?
I cannot say.
Why? You can't even give us a thread of information? This is so important to us.
I understand. But I must apologize. This is my contract.
You mean another past grievance? Like the incident with Azhdaha? Too painful to talk about?
It was signed before it all began. I have always honored the contract. And kept my silence.
How can you be like that?
You two are friends to me. I can assure it brings me no pleasure to disappoint you. But as the god of contracts, I cannot go back on my word.
Would you be ready to find out?
It appears your understanding of this world continues to grow. There are many events of ages past, many secrets that lie hidden. They have been eroded by time, forgotten by the people, abandoned. But you are capable of finding them and bringing them into the light. Those who come to witness will witness. Those who are born to remember will remember. If you take the same road as that person, there may be more difficulties ahead. But as long as you firmly believe that you are on the right path, everything has meaning.
And with that, the character story quest is complete. And with the conclusion of this character story quest, a few things is given to us. As you saw earlier, we keep the archaic stone given to us by Azhdaha. Kun Jun, or whatever you want to call him. Not just that, but we also get the Dream Solvent. An item capable of changing up characters' level of materials from memories and trust into whatever form is needed. You can get these by doing any of the main boss domains. And Beneath the Earth-Shaking Dragon is now available to be fought. As a domain, unlike the wolf. The wolf you still fight at a set level. I believe Azhdaha you can fight at any level. Now, before we end this off, there's a few things I want to talk about. There are many theories about what happened to Conria and the Archons and the true rules and what they were before they were given these rules. And if you actually analyze Zhong just disappeared. If you actually analyze a lot of conversations, Zhongli kind of answers a lot of this. He confirms a few things, but still leaves a few things a mystery. One of the possible theories was that the people that invade Conria was the Archons or gods per se from Celestia, including the unknown god that blocked your path at the beginning of your adventure. Zhongli refusing to say anything kind of proves the fact that he does know something about it, or dare I say it, was at fault for the destruction of Conria rather. And they made a vow to not say anything, to mention anything about the destruction of Conria, because outright mentioning the destruction of Conria is exposing what the gods' true natures are. Pure evil and beyond help. Zhongli and Venti are not like that though. Venti just wants to have a fun time as a bard, and Zhongli gave up his powers as a god because he's aware of what the hell he's done. That's why he gave up the Archon. That's why he gave up his Gnosis at the end, because he doesn't want to be the Geo Archon anymore. He's aware. Heck, he's like the oldest. He's probably the oldest one out of the 7. So of course he will know a lot more stuff than usual. And it's because he's the oldest. The fact that I really feel bad for him in a way. That's that make Zhongli one of my favorite characters. Not really per se. I think there are other story arcs that are way better in my opinion. And other characters that I can really have mad respect for. Zhongli I just have sympathy for, but not much of respect. And honestly, like even though Zhongli may not be one of my favorite characters, he's still a great character to analyze. It does not mean he's an awful character. No, his character arc and his overall character is fantastic. Especially when it comes to his voice actor as well. He nailed it he nailed Zhongli's voice perfectly. Because you could just feel the pain inside him that he dealt with for centuries by this point. Being the oldest of all time. And then seeing him talk with his old friend now being gone. He just needs a hug, honestly. He just needs someone to talk to be honest. Because it seems like he lost all of his old friends in the past. And now, when it comes to old ancient creatures of Liyue, Zhongli's the last one. Not counting Aethers or Yakshas, but when it comes to godly figures, like Osayo, the god of salt, Azhdaha even. Zhongli's one of the last ones remaining. And that's really sad. Sure, he has his Adepti, but right now, the Adepti and the Mortals are not at good terms with each other at the moment. I mean, like, they're peaceful, yeah, but they're not at decent terms. And that's just one more thing you have to figure out about when we head on to Inazuma, because I'm pretty sure that's what's coming up next. I don't want to get too ahead of myself, though. So yeah, fantastic story arc, in my opinion. And we also get to try out a brand new boss fight, which is gonna be hard to get used to. Some of the H-Dot attacks are kind of BS. But you just got to learn through. You just got to learn how to deal with it. But beyond that, thanks for watching. Actually, this is a pretty long session. This is a pretty good long session to cut the videos. And if you enjoyed this, give it a like. If you want to see more Genshin content, feel free to subscribe. And if you want any comments, if you want to comment my videos, I guess go for it. Like any sort of support would be appreciated. And next time, there's one more character story quest that we're gonna be tackling a bit later on. But before that, we have some 1.5 stuff to work on. Especially this. I'll see you guys then. ACairconditioner signing out. Have a good one, guys.